Is that going to take the whole time? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 45 of Soccer Situations. I'm Todd.
And I'm Alex.
This week, we're taking a look back at the 23-24 season, a look forward to the Euros, and a look around at all these crazy managerial swaps.
Soccer situation.
What's up, Alex? This is definitely not the third time we started this recording session.
Not at all. Not even close.
It was a little bit of a better intro, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, we tightened it up a bit.
I definitely didn't sabotage the last session just so I could get
so you could get a new intro
second
in.
take on that intro. Yeah, what's up, man?
We're back.
Yeah, we're back. We're sweaty.
We're sweaty. It's summertime.
I was gonna say it's August, but it's only June.
It feels like August.
Heck,
Actually,
man.
it's funny because this is like the first real hot day we've had.
Yeah, it's true.
It's been pretty cold.
Yeah, and we decided to record, and it gets swampy.
Yep, that's what we wait for.
Yeah.
Swampy conditions.
But yeah, it's summer. There's a lot that's changed, Alex.
So much has changed.
You know, besides the weather, Gravy's gotten bigger. He's lurking around somewhere.
Gravy's got much bigger. He'll probably make an appearance at some point.
I got a new car.
Got a new whip.
You could loosely call it soccer themed.
Yeah.
Alex is baristaing every weekend,
Slinging drinks.
slinging lattes.
Come out and test my skills. They're not that good. The drinks taste fine. I'm just not gonna make any fancy art.
I'll work with him on that, folks. It's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing. It sucks.
Yeah.
I hate it.
And also, we've been playing a lot of video games,
So many video games.
right?
Mostly like long sessions of video games. I feel like we haven't even been playing like every day, but when we do play,
Yeah.
it's like 12 hours.
It's time to dive in.
Yeah.
And we found the perfect game for that.
Yeah. Perfect time waster. If you want to disappear,
What is it, Alex?
Farm Sim 22 people.
Yeah. So it might not be what you expect. We play a
No.
lot of space games, a lot of sports games,
A lot of shooters.
a lot of shooters.
A lot of usual stuff.
But the truth is, Alex and I both really love kind of an ambient, like, chill game.
Yeah, I love like disappearing into a game for a while and not really having any real point. I mean,
Yeah.
there is a lot going on. You're doing stuff in the game, but
Do you know what it's like to unfold a cultivator and just go up and down that field for
and just
like
watch it behind
40
you
minutes?
just get perfectly.
yeah, that's good, and that's getting done.
So
Okay,
nice.
And then when it's done, you just kind of...
You go, oh,
And
and then it goes. Field needs lime. And you go,
you're like,
now I got to
dude.
go get lime.
Now you're like, oh, I got to go find a cool new tool to buy at
Yeah.
the machine
Remember
store.
Remember when Al was like, every time I come back to this farm, you guys got a new piece of equipment in here.
Our farm manager, Al's yelling at us.
I was bringing pieces of equipment back every time I went to the store. Dude.
Oh, my God, dude.
There's a lot of different things to do on the farm, okay, people?
So many different things.
Oh, it's hard.
But Alex likes to buy toys, too.
Yeah, buying stuff's kind of the funnest part of the game.
But, yeah, to rewind again,
Yeah, how did we get to playing Farm Sim 22?
right. It was all... It can all be traced back to an impulsive click on Clarkson's farm on
Yeah.
Amazon Stream.
Kind of
Amazon Prime
Premier
Video.
League, if you want to just say Britain.
Brit
then-
adjacent,
Yeah, so, it's connected somehow.
right? Like the car I bought that I'm
Yeah.
not mentioning.
Yeah, exactly. I have to see.
Y'all know what it is. If you know, you know. But anyway,
Yeah, Clarkson's farm.
We watched Clarkson's Farm. It's amazing.
It's so good.
It starts off as like a goofy show. It is kind of transitioning into being this like advocacy for the farming industry.
Yeah, much more heartfelt.
Yeah.
And like a lot
Yeah.
of real advocacy going on. It seems like he genuinely is trying to
Of course.
support the farmers.
There's like tons of Clarkson Top Gear-esque shenanigans. He's a real idiot.
such an idiot.
He's operating heavy equipment all the time. Alex is literally yelling at the TV half the time. Like, dude,
Oh
you
my
fucking idiot. What are you... And
it made me so mad
yeah.
at times.
And he recruits. He is, we should clarify, operating a fully operational 1,000-acre farm.
1,000-acre farm. So
Yeah.
he's like really working.
He's doing
He's
it.
working very hard.
With the help of some colorful characters from the local town.
The characters are actually the stars of the show.
They're so good, all of them.
And his wife trying to sabotage him all the time.
Girlfriend, Lisa.
Girlfriend, Lisa. Yeah,
Irish
sorry.
Lisa.
Yeah, Irish Lisa. She's She throws shenanigans in the mix constantly.
As Jeremy says, those Irish are always just flouting the rules.
Yeah.
She's running the farm shop, and she has no regard for food hygiene laws and certifications.
Yeah, she's just trying to skirt all of it and ignore everything. It's hilarious.
It's really, really funny. But it's a great show. And then, so it got us, it gave us the farming itch.
Yeah.
And we find out that not only is there this great farming sim game, well, that Alex has a history with.
Yeah, I played Farm Sim 19 during COVID, all right?
Right. But you can actually farm a simulated version of Clarkson's Farm.
Yeah,
which is what we're
amazing.
doing with our buddy Al.
Yeah, and it's been a good time.
Yeah,
we literally lost a full 12-hour day basically to that game.
Yeah, we zoned in.
And I think we ended up not even using that game save anymore.
We scrapped that farm. Yeah.
So that was all for nothing.
It's okay, dude.
It was a good learning lesson though. We had a lot to learn about farming.
Character, dude.
It did build character.
Yeah. We have another massive video game bombshell to drop that is much more podcast related.
Possibly the biggest gaming news
of
in
the
last decade. Yeah, I feel like.
In the world. To go Clarkson.
You got to put. That was a good Clarkson, actually.
Pretty good, right? Drop it on us, Alex.
Yeah, so the FIFA rights have been obtained by 2K Sports.
Wow.
So we are going to finally see EA's version of FIFA, well now EA FC, be taken on by a real competitor, a true competitor. 2K Sports is legit.
Yeah, EA is going to have a real rival. There's going to be a hopefully different soccer game and not a clone.
Yeah, and I feel like 2K does I know they do a ton of like story driven and in-depth online play and with their basketball games. I don't know, I'm excited to see what they do with it.
Cool.
It'll be nice. It's just going to be nice to have something different for once.
Right.
It's been a long time. I'm
really excited about it. Can't wait to see some gameplay. The wild thing is it was just announced, but it's coming out this year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, 25. Yeah, it's crazy. I feel like they're doing that a lot lately. They did that with the new NCAA football game, too. That was announced and then basically is coming out in a month.
That's wild.
It's crazy.
Should we move on to actual soccer?
Yeah, we should probably talk about the soccer.
Off the digital. All right, let's take a little break, and then we'll come back and talk real soccer. This episode of Soccer Situations is brought to you by Littlefoot Coffee. I mean, what can I say about Littlefoot Coffee? They're not just friends of the pod, they're family of the pod, quite literally. Alex started Littlefoot years ago after more than a decade of roasting experience, roasting coffee for some of the hottest, most fashionable, and most importantly, tasty specialty coffee roasters in America. My favorite thing about it is that it's just really high-grade coffee without a drop of pretense. You're not going to find a bunch of weird, savory notes that the roaster is passing off as intentional. It's just really sweet, comforting flavors that everybody wants in their coffee. And now, for a limited time only, you can get 15% off at littlefootcoffee.com. Promo code Situations. Once again, you can get 15% off at littlefootcoffee.com using the promo code Situations.
Okay.
All right, so we're back. The Premier League wrapped a little while ago in disappointing circumstances.
Yep.
Cheaters on top, but we're going to stay positive, Alex.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk too much shit, but we're gonna in the future.
Yeah, we can.
Let's focus on Arsenal's run because regardless of what happened in the end,
I
know you're happy and proud with this season, right?
I loved this. Yeah, I love this season. And yeah, it's it sucks, obviously, to lose to City. I mean, obviously, as a Liverpool fan better than anyone.
I've ranted about it on this podcast quite a bit.
Yeah,
but
it's painful.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm so happy with this team. It's they're going to be there. They're going to be there again. They're only going to get better next season.
That's just it. Is they didn't fall away. Arsenal went the distance.
Yeah.
There was the brutal loss that ended up costing them the title was to Aston Villa 2-0, which is a respectable but heartbreaking loss.
Yeah.
It's not like they flubbed it. There's
not at
there
all.
can be no accusations of bottling it.
No, people were saying that Arsenal should have gone for the win against City and not played for a draw, and who cares? A draw at City is a huge result.
Yeah, it is.
That's a big result.
It was the result they needed, and it was massive.
Yeah, so I mean, you can't say this team put everything into it.
Yeah, and elsewhere in the run-in, they were honestly like kind of romping with a bit of swagger.
They
putting
were
up huge numbers.
They came back from that break and just dominated.
Their goal differential just shot up like crazy. They're just banging in 5-0,
5
left and
nils,
right.
6 nils, 4 1s. Like they were just scoring goals for fun.
Empty stadiums everywhere. How's
Empty
your song go?
stadiums, yeah. Stadiums are empty everywhere we go.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah,
It was fun to watch.
Yeah, it was impressive stuff. I really hope they can build on that.
Yeah, me too. It feels like this is just the start for this team. I think there's probably going to be some pretty big changes this summer. Possibly, at least some big additions to this team, and some people probably leaving that some people might not want to see go.
Right.
But yeah, it's exciting times to be an Arsenal fan, even if you are up against it with City.
Yeah. I mean, should we talk a little bit about City now? I said I wanted to focus on the Arsenal run, and I think we did. It was great, but there's so many asterisks around a City title now because
it's unfortunate.
I mean, the 115 charges are pending.
Yep, have been all season long.
And if they couldn't be any more insulting, City have responded in like classic Trump fashion now.
Yeah, they're using page out of his book.
So they've delayed the charges again and again and again, and now we see why.
Season.
So they could build up this defense of, actually, we haven't been cheating. The rules are unfair and need to be changed.
Yeah.
Which is their countersuit against the Premier League. They're actually arguing that all of their corrupt sponsorship deals shouldn't be allowed to be regulated.
Yeah. It's insanity.
Yeah.
That's their argument. This is their approach.
And if they win and sponsorship is no longer regulated at all, then this is over.
Yeah, football's over.
It's
like literally like
completely autocratic.
It's funny to say.
It's a
like
true
Trump.
doomsday
People feel that
scenario.
way about Trump if he gets elected again,
Yeah.
and people are going to feel that way about the Premier League. It could be over.
This is the Trump election of European football.
It could be the beginning of the end for the Premier League.
Honestly, The Guardian has been like banging against it. I don't know how the media is reacting against it otherwise. That's just what I've
I
seen.
hope that everybody bands together against this.
They cannot be, this countersuit cannot be allowed to pass.
No, there's no.
It's
it
all
literally
over.
changes everything.
Yeah.
It's not going to be fun to watch anymore.
No.
It'll just be sad.
It's deeply upsetting.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the relegation and promotion roundup.
Yes. Yes.
Who we lost from the Premier League last year. Some classics.
Yeah.
And who's coming up? Some classics.
Some classics. What do you know? More classics are back again.
Right.
I love it, though.
Yeah. So at the end of the 23-24 season, Sheffield, Luton Town, and Burnley went down.
I felt bad for Luton. Luton put on a pretty valiant run toward the end there. Started to get a little bit of form together. But, yeah.
I felt bad for Luton as well because not only did they put a little bit of a run together at the end, but they kind of always looked like they had it in them from the beginning.
They had some results that really didn't go their way.
Yeah.
It was real. I feel for them.
The Burnley one's a little bit funny because of the champagne football from the season before. They set all kinds of goal-scoring records in the championship on their way up, and Vincent Kompany's Burnley were expected to be this kind of, I don't know, some kind of showpiece promotion team.
Yeah.
And they hardly won a game at all.
Yeah, they looked pretty bad.
Pretty bad. And
it's pretty classic, really.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times have we seen that now?
It is a
team romp the championship and then come up all cocky.
Yeah.
And then just get smacked around by the Premier League.
I was under the impression somehow that phenomenon was over, that people had gotten a little bit wiser, that you have to kind of buckle down when you come up.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, little Graves? How you doing, buddy?
Gravy appearance. What you got in your back there, bud?
Is that a sesame seed shell?
Oh, that's fun. What's up, buddy?
Anyway.
Gravy appearance. Yeah. But yeah.
Oh, he's going to get your water.
Yeah, he is. Uh-oh. You can have the water, just don't knock it over,
just don't
sir.
spill it, dog. Anyway, Burnley down, Sheffield down, Luton down.
None of it really a surprise in the end.
In the end, no.
All deserved. Kind of. They were all pretty bad.
Yeah, true. So true.
Sheffield was also pretty terrible.
Yeah.
Horrible defense.
So, who's coming up, you ask?
Here we go.
Southampton, a.k.a. the Old Brighton.
That's good. That's a good shout. They
Right?
are very much the Old Brighton.
Former Premier League champions, Leicester City.
They're back.
And a newcomer in our era of Premier League watching, Ipswich Town.
Ipswich.
You've never seen Ipswich, right?
No.
I feel like were
They've
they in
been
2002?
on the cusp.
I feel like they were
Maybe.
there like maybe the first season I ever watched, but
That's
no.
possible.
But yeah, no, they're a new team to us.
But
Essentially.
yeah, they've been on the cusp, I feel like, for the last 5 years. I feel like I see them in and about the playoffs every single time, and they get knocked out.
Yeah, it's true.
So yeah, congrats to them.
Yeah, so
It's exciting to see a new team
it
always.
seems like they might have a foundation, and we'll see how it transitions.
See if they can do the impossible and solidify that Premier League status.
Yeah, so that's the title. We got relegation sorted out. Let's talk about the FA Cup. That was a little bit funny.
FA Cup, what a shock!
A
Of
little
course,
surprising postscript. Going
City
into
go and
it,
lose.
the day before news comes out that Erik ten Hag is to be sacked, regardless of the outcome.
Shocking news.
Shocking news.
After he had finally turned form around at
right?
United.
They had a little bit of run, and then United goes on and beats Manchester City in the FA Cup.
Brings another trophy. His second trophy, right, for
I think so.
United.
And
He's got 2 cups.
Funny. The result bounces Chelsea out of Europa down into the Conference League.
Very funny.
United gaining an automatic Europa League place with that FA Cup triumph.
Congratulations, United.
Yeah, nice work,
And
United.
hilarious to Chelsea fans.
Yeah, there's only one Ten Hag.
We talked a little bit about him the other day, and not to get too far into like future things, but just how long we think he's going to last next season.
Yeah, no, I think now's a good time to talk about that.
He could we both said we think he has to start hot. If he
Yeah.
doesn't start hot, it's going to be a quick ending for him.
Right? So this is out of order on the run-in, but let's skip down to Manager Mania, and we'll
Okay,
we'll
yeah,
just
let's do
we'll
that.
jump right to that, and then we'll go back to the European check-ins.
Yeah, we could do that.
So Ten Hag, the news comes out. Was it just today or yesterday
I think yesterday.
that he is in fact staying at United now?
Yep.
After they very kind of publicly had meetings with
About-
Tommy Tuchel
Yep.
and supposedly De Zerbi as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's not shocking.
There's been some funny gossip. It came out today. They've decided the board met with Ten Hag. They did a season review and decided to keep him.
I mean,
Of course, the gossip comes out
you got to
afterwards.
think he earned it in the end, kind of.
You do kind of got to think he earned it in the end.
I mean,
We're
FA
talking
Cup's
about
a
a
good
new
win.
We're talking about a new ownership group too.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's always like tons of question marks there, whether they just want to change it for the sake of change.
Yeah, they
whether
always
they're
just
just
want their
idiots.
own man.
Yeah.
Maybe he sold them enough in interviews eventually to stay on board for a little while longer.
Yeah. But rumors did pop up today that De Zerbi and Tuchel were unhappy with discussions about transfer funds and manager pay.
Ooh.
Who knows about the validity of that gossip? I feel like that gossip's always going to spring up.
Yeah, of course.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Also, United's kind of a mess.
They're definitely a mess.
So, yeah, I could see managers being wary about wanting to go there and deal with that without some guarantees.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
You know?
You would want to carefully negotiate your contract if you were going to take
Yeah.
that job.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
I think, some recent managers have learned some hard lessons there.
Yeah. But what Alex was hinting at earlier is we were speculating that despite the reaffirmation of Ten Hag, he's probably on a short rope at United, don't you think?
Yeah.
This reminded me a lot of Brendan Rodgers the season before we brought in Klopp. If you'll remember, we kept Rodgers on through that summer,
Yep.
even though everybody's pretty disappointed. But then when Klopp came available in November, Rodgers was out the door quickly that season.
He gone.
So, yeah, I think I staked a claim. I think he'll be out before Christmas.
Yeah, you did say before Christmas.
Obviously,
and
that's
then I said
dependent on form.
I think he just has to have a hot start.
Yeah,
If he doesn't have a hot start, then he will definitely. I think you're right. Be gone.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure.
Yeah. That's Manchester United, but yeah, we're moving on. We're in manager mania mode now.
There's a
There's
lot going
a
on.
lot of weird shit going on in the manager market this summer.
Yeah.
Just real quick, Arne Slot has obviously replaced Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool.
Yep.
It's most notable for the fact that he hasn't been
officially like announced or
No
shown?
press conference. No.
I mean, Klopp we just watched
Not
that
so-
little highlight thing, and Klopp
Yeah.
literally started his chant.
Yeah,
so it's
Klopp
like, it's
was singing
happening.
his name on the last day.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely it has
But
been
it's just
officially
funny
announced,
that-
but not even an Instagram with a scarf, nothing.
Yeah.
He's just been completely absentee. I think he's on vacation with his family.
I was gonna say he's got to just be on vacation.
And I think this was probably planned. I
Yeah.
think they want a moment of silence after Klopp's departure.
Makes sense.
You don't
Give
want
it time to settle.
Yeah, exactly. So
Let
give the guy a
dust settle
chance.
a little
you know
bit
what I mean?
before. Yeah. I mean, this is tough for
Yeah.
any manager to come into.
Yeah. Elsewhere, funny appointments. Lopetegui to West Ham.
That is a weird. I missed that one completely. I saw this on a list and I was like, what?
It did fly under the radar. They were speaking to that handsome Portuguese guy, Ruben Amorim.
Yep.
Turned out he was using them to try and force Liverpool to make a move.
Oh, hilarious.
He was just flirting,
He was just flirting to try and get a bigger contract somewhere
trying to
else.
make Liverpool jelly.
Hilarious.
Yeah, but Lopetegui, dude.
Lopetegui to West Ham.
It's an odd one. Former Spain manager.
Yeah,
West Ham.
West Ham.
Still with a big stadium in London. I mean, you can get
potential's
fear of
there.
athletic. Like on paper, they're always a draw.
Yeah,
But
they have
it's-
Kudus still if they
then
can hold
it's-
on to him this summer.
Nah, dude, Liverpool gonna go for him.
I want Kudus too. He's good.
Former Premier League champions and promoted club Leicester City
Yep.
are going to have to scrap in the Prem without the manager that got them here. Maresca is off to Chelsea.
Chelsea doing the
Chelsea scalping the young, hot, trendy manager of the moment
it's like they
again
couldn't
and
get-
again and again.
couldn't get De Zerbi, so they just got to go to the next hot young hipster manager.
Yeah, I think I heard Maresca, he only has 18 months of management experience. Is that right?
That's all he has, and he's going to be dealing with that mess of a club.
Yeah,
That's a lot to put on.
Or
him.
maybe I'm thinking of Fabian Hurstler at Brighton, but they're both very young, very inexperienced managers.
Yeah,
And
that's a big
Chelsea's
task.
not an easy beast to wrangle.
No, I mean look what it did to Pochettino.
Yeah, it's true. Poor Pochettino. That's actually
got chewed up and
really
spit out
the
by that
point.
mess.
More so than discussing Maresca, we need to pour some out for Pochettino
That
because
poor
he
son of a
actually
bitch.
pulled that team together in the latter half of the season.
He did.
And
He really
weren't
did.
they undefeated in their last 10 or something
I think
like that?
so. They put on a good run. I mean, we spanked them in the second half of the season.
They
but-
actually got into that Europa League spot before United snatched it back away from them.
yeah, unfortunate.
Yeah, and then Chelsea fans were definitely coming around on him.
Yeah.
I watched the forums.
Yeah,
And
he was
y'all were
starting to
like
become
starting to see it gel.
Yeah,
and
maybe
then
it's time to build a project. Give him time.
Bowley pulled the shoot.
Nope,
He gone.
not trusting the process.
So we'll see how that goes.
I don't think it's gonna go that well.
But yeah.
I mean, I just don't know if that's the guy to fix a mess that big.
We'll see.
We'll see. He's got, maybe prove us all wrong.
Bowley's judgment hasn't seemed great so far. Although he's
Yeah.
been removed from football operations, I think.
I
He's
hope
kind
so,
of
for
just
the
the
sake of the
punching.
club.
He's like the figurehead now, though.
It's a
too
mess.
late.
Right.
Yeah, but a 31-year-old Fabian Hurtzler is taking over at Brighton. This guy is very handsome, very inexperienced, very football hipster signing, as I have here in the notes.
Very much.
It's a very Brighton signing,
Super bright. He's
um,
probably awesome.
right?
He's probably a genius of some kind.
His name's Fabian Hurtzler.
I mean,
That's
it's a
pretty
great
cool.
name. Yeah.
It's
Was
really
he an
cool.
ex-player? Do you know?
Oh man, I looked this
Oh,
up.
sorry, I threw that at you. It was probably.
He's from Germany.
I mean, 31. So there's a good chance that he's been coaching for a while.
Yeah.
So probably either a footballer that had a injury ending his career early, or, or he just didn't really play.
1 second. I'm just gonna give him a quick Google.
Yeah, that's fine. I think someone said were you watching maybe the Ramble the other day? They're saying he was the new Nagelsmann or something like that.
Yes, yeah, no. See, I wasn't as interested in his playing career. More so his. I knew there was something interesting about his managerial past, and he's a St. Pauli guy.
He was the St. Pauli manager.
Speaking of football hipsterdom, the king of all hipster football clubs, St. Pauli.
Yeah, that's-
and I believe he got them promoted.
epic levels of
So
hipster.
it is both of these teams. Oh wait, no, never mind.
What?
That point wasn't going to make any sense.
okay.
But anyway,
No, that's amazing though.
yeah, it is amazing.
That's cool.
It is amazing. I'm into it.
Have Brighton done it again.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, won't it?
It's always interesting to see with them. I love it.
Yeah. now, moving out of the Premier League.
Yeah, some weird ones.
But Premier League related, obviously, I think the funniest manager transfer story of the year.
Summer so
Vincent
far.
Kompany to Bayern Munich. Yes, that Vincent Kompany who we just described getting embarrassingly relegated from the Premier League without nary a win to his name.
He must have loved his tactics in the championship the year before.
Well,
I think he could do it with a bigger team.
They did make quite a few other offers to other people, I think, before they came to Kompany. So there's not a ton of confidence, I don't think.
Bayern, after having a hard year for Bayern, they're struggling to find a manager.
Yeah, here in the notes I put hoping for a Zidane effect maybe. Do you think that's it? It's like they have a team full of superstars. They don't actually need a lot of coaching.
It's true.
They need an effective leader, which he undisputably was as a player.
Yep.
Great captain, great player. Will command the respect of the squad.
He will command respect of the players for sure.
What do you think?
It could be good. It could go well. I mean, like you said, everything is there for it to go well.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah. It seems very odd, though, to watch a manager like that go from a horrible relegation year to possibly one of the biggest clubs in Europe.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's absolutely
You don't
crazy.
see it often, that's for sure. Especially from somebody like Kompany. Like, you see that with, experienced managers.
Yeah, that's true.
They have a terrible year, and then somebody else would give them a chance.
Yeah, you saw it with Rafa Benitez, for instance.
Yeah, he bounced all over the place.
He fell down and then, ended up at Real Madrid somehow at one point.
Yeah, it happens like that sometimes with the big managers, but not like this.
Ancelotti went down to Everton and back up to Madrid.
That is like a weird fever dream, that whole thing. Speaking of us sweating, how did that happen?
I love how quickly he got out of there as soon as he got a chance.
Remember that awesome photo I sent you the other day of him, young?
Yeah.
Wearing that Roma kit.
You might have seen it on the Soccer Situation stories. It was out there. It's
awesome,
very cool.
dude.
Sick Roma kit. He looks like all the in-betweeners at
All
once.
the in-betweeners at once. It's a perfect description.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
Another funny manager story in Italy coming out of Napoli. Oh, damn.
Did we miss one?
Well, from skipping the order around,
we missed something.
We missed the Bundesliga check-in.
Okay.
And so spoiler alert, Xabi Alonso's Leverkusen went invincible.
They've
Amazing.
done it.
Probably football story of the year.
Definitely football story of the year. Probably football story of the decade,
Incredible historic achievement for that team. Sadly, they did not go on to win the Europa League final, their final game of the season. They lost to Gasparini's Atalanta, who also very convincingly put Liverpool out of that tournament earlier.
That team looked very good.
They spanked Leverkusen as well.
They really did.
Just
it was
just as much as they did Liverpool over two legs.
Yeah.
So understandably, Napoli came calling for Gasparini. They were flirting with him.
I mean, you got to like what you see there.
He gave this awesome quote because, obviously he just had we should mention that's the first European Cup that Atalanta ever won in the club's history.
Yeah.
So
huge
historic
result.
season for them as well. And on Napoli, Gasparini said, "We'll see. I'm in an odd situation where it's sort of like I'm married with children, but I meet an absolutely beautiful woman." Only in Italy, dude, could that
Flaring up my cough.
That's your press statement.
That's epic.
Is it time to start focusing on Serie A?
Dude, maybe with the Premier League trending the way it's going.
Gasparini looks really cool, too. He looks not unlike Ancelotti, with just the shocking white hair and, very strong facial features.
It's time for us to embrace our Italian roots.
But happily, in the end, he did not go to Napoli, and Napoli ended up with Antonio Conte.
Yeah.
That's not going to end in a fucking violent explosion.
No, that's not going to go poorly at all.
Right?
Jeez.
Anyway, one last managerial footnote, unless you have any. Fernando Torres was just announced as the manager of Atleti B.
Big ripped Fernando Torres. Is he still jacked?
He's pretty jacked.
Okay.
I think he's maybe, I don't know.
Maybe slightly less jacked than he was before he was a manager.
Bit. Yeah. Anyway, that's it. Did you have any other manager points?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that was some good. I mean, that kind of covered all the craziness so far. I mean, we still got the rest of the summer ahead of us, but
yeah. Let's rewind that and just take a quick check into the Bundesliga and La Liga.
Yeah.
And
see
then
everything else wrapped up.
Just turn this off before we die.
Yeah, we pass out.
Right. As we just spoiled in the Bundesliga, Leverkusen finished the league invincible, their first ever title win. Absolutely historic for Xabi Alonso.
Insane. And the way they did it was just, I mean, the results toward the end of the season, those late results. They just kept getting like 90
plus
plus
winners
minute
and
winners
save-
and draws.
and draws. It was the I want
It just they were so close to losing it over and over.
We're gonna
again,
have
and
to
they
make a
held on.
super cut and post it. It's absolutely wild.
It was
dude.
brilliant. It was fun to watch.
It seemed fake at one point. It was so
yeah,
wild.
it was
dude.
like this is scripted stuff.
Yeah. And on the heels of that win, Xabi Alonso then just proved himself the classiest manager of all time by turning down 2 former teams courting him. Both Liverpool and Bayern Munich wanted him as manager this summer.
Two massive clubs, 2 teams that he has a personal connection with.
He loves them both, but he really
How
felt
do you
like
leave?
he couldn't step away from the project. Got to respect that.
You got to try and go win it again first.
Right.
You got to try and go back to back after that.
Yeah, I think so. Let's pop over to La Liga. Real Madrid, I think the story of this season, it's they just like announced we're Galacticos again, motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's over for y'all.
Bellingham exploded on the scene at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, just like insane. Like everyone knew he was good.
Yeah.
Like, he went and proved it at Madrid.
Before the season, Ancelotti compared him to Zidane.
Yeah,
He
which
said-
everyone was like, "What?"
Ancelotti was like, when you have Zinedine Zidane, you build a team around him. Bellingham comes and fucking wears the number 5, cocky.
Cocky stuff.
And then they go on, and 5's the magic number, dude. Ancelotti wins his 5th Champions League and Real Madrid's 15th Champions League.
Damn.
And in the fucking fallout of that win, they signed Kylian Mbappe
Unbelievable.
and Endrick.
Yeah, they just get better.
It's brutal.
It is brutal.
To tell you the truth,
brutal.
it's tipped over the scales of brutalness into Daddy's kind of excited
You're
to watch
kinda liking
this
it,
now.
aren't you?
I'm kind of excited to see this
they
now.
do have some cool ass players.
Well, and dude, Mbappe and Bellingham, and this kid Endrick is undeniable. I don't know how much he's
that's-
going to play. He's 16, but
I kind
17?
of feel like I felt that way about Madrid throughout my entire time of watching football.
Yeah.
It really depends on who's there.
Yeah.
When they build a really cool squad,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I love this.
When that
Madrid team.
midfield is Zidane and fucking
Yeah.
yeah.
Beckham was there.
How can you not?
Like, yeah, of course, that's awesome. And now this team is undeniably cool.
Yeah, Ancelotti's still at the helm.
Ancelotti's still at the helm.
What's not to like?
I mean, I love that guy. He's one of the coolest people you'll ever see.
Super cool dude. Incredibly cool dude. On Ancelotti cool factor, actually, did you hear that little side? I don't know. That's a terrible connection. Anyway, speaking of Ancelotti, did you hear he also talked shit about the new FIFA Club World Cup expansion?
Oh, he did?
They're trying to make it a proper like super club tournament to rival the Champions League, and he is basically like, we'll decline the invite.
Hell
He's like,
yeah.
I have no interest in that shit. He's
I
like, they
love
want us
it,
to play
dude.
so many games. They got no money. This is bullshit.
Dude, it's the matches are insane how many matches there are these days.
Yeah.
It's really got to stop.
It's true.
I mean, I don't think it will. Money rules all, as we've seen so
Gosh,
far.
Yeah. I'm not going to drop the Wu-Tang quote.
Yeah. Too
Stereotypical
easy.
43-year-old white guy. Instead, you know what else has to end, Alex? This podcast.
This podcast.
It is too hot.
We be sweating. But
I'm
we
dehydrated.
be back.
We'll be back. It's true. Thanks for tuning back in, y'all. Assuming some of you did. Is this playing?
I don't hear it. Doom, 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 doom.
But yeah, with that, thanks for tuning in, y'all. We're back, and we'll be back regularly. I've been thinking about weird Patreon content, too. Got a lot of
Alright.
time on my hands at the moment. So,
Yeah, got time
with
to-
that, you good, Alex?
Yeah. Dream up some fun stuff for us.
All right. Good night, y'all.
Later, y'all.
Soccer situation.